Ready when you are, boys and girls.
Okay, good morning everybody.
Morning.
Hope you're all well. My name's Martin Woodall. I'm the principal designer of this project, and my specialism is delivering construction projects on time and safely. Now, I'd like to welcome you all this morning for the meeting, the pre-construction phase meeting. Now, there isn't a fire alarm test today, so if we do hear the fire alarm go off, then we'll go down the stairs and we'll congregate outside by that front door. Okay then. Firstly, I'd like to thank you all for choosing Lock Hills Construction. It's a real privilege, and we all are grateful that you've chose our company to complete for you. And as you're aware, because we've worked for you many times before, we've successfully and very importantly safely completed many projects for you in the past 10 years with outstanding records of safety, which I'm sure you all agree. Right. Moreover, we're looking at new and groundbreaking incentives. We're not going to rest on our laurels within our team, and we're going to look at ways in which we can improve safety year on year. It's always a target. You'll hear more later from members of our team about ways in which we can achieve this. Right. Okay, looking at what we plan to do. Let's just move to there. What we plan to do is for development of 16 properties. There. 16 properties and the road network. They're both brickwork and timber-clad. We're calling this site Greenfields there, as we've also planned and designed the most beautiful nature area right in the heart of the development there, where we'll be looking at lowering that pond size down to make it smaller, and we're going to look after the trees and protect them, and we're going to create a fantastic development we really hope for many years to come will be enjoyed by both the residents and the general public. Okay. At the moment, this is the topography of the site. We're adjacent to Bramley Road there, which is the main road, and School Road there. Now, as you can see, you probably can't see, but this is a school here. So we're conscious of, with the school and with the existing housing, to minimise the impact of our work. So consideration is high on our list for minimum disruption, disturbance, pollution of noise or dust. Okay. Now, part of my duty as principal designer is to remind you, the client, of your responsibilities too. And we'll be doing this as we go through the course of the job under current CDM regulations. Okay. My job will be to ensure the project designer and principal contractors in my team ensure their duties to effectively manage a safe and construction site plan. Okay. We'd like you to take notes during the presentation from my team, and at the end of it, if you can ask any questions at all, these will be gratefully welcome. Okay. So, I'll introduce the team. Okay, principal designer, myself. I've got the designer, Jason Yadeo. Principal contractor is Denise Miller. The contractor is Janet Caesar.
Yeah.
Janet Caesar. Site manager, Manuel Gumira. Senior site engineer, Faisal Gozer. And site supervisor, last but definitely not least, Chris. Where's Chris? Over there, Chris. Chris is our site supervisor. Okay, let's move now to the site plan and traffic management, which will be delivered by Janet.
Hello everyone. Hello. My name is Janet. I'll give you a short brief on our site plan. So how we see, we have a car park in the on-site with the safety entries for every worker to welfare office facility area. We have a recycling area near to the car park. We have a small area for parking all the plant machinery overnight. On the right, near to the entrance, we have material storage, PPE, and tools with a suitable unloading area. We have a coach storage in the back of the site. In another one, we have here refueling area for the plant machinery. So for now, this is all site with suitable lighting on all sides. And then I will come back for traffic management.
That's perfect, thank you, thank you. Moving on to locations and the storage area.
Yes, hi, I'm Chris. I'll be the general foreman slash supervisor in the course of the job, or hopefully till the end of it. I'll be personally responsible for landing the cabins and welfare facilities and all the storage areas to be set up on the site. That'll be happening soon after the security fence being erected all around. The northwest corner of the site is going to be all the welfare facilities, cabins for the canteen, offices, first aid place, all the area next to the car park. Now the car park entrance and the pedestrian entrance going to be two separated. The pedestrian entrance going to have the cabin for the security hut right next to it, and right on the side of the car park. And there will be the car entrance for the actual staff car park. And there's another entrance for deliveries and machines.
Can you all hear what Chris is saying? Sorry.
Yeah,
Can you
yeah,
all
we can,
hear at
yeah.
the back? You
Yeah,
can hear Chris?
yeah, we can
Sorry,
hear
yeah,
him.
back.
Sorry,
Yeah.
not long enough. So that'll be the delivery entrance for plant machinery, deliveries, lorries, etc. separated from the car entrance and stuff, and pedestrian entrance. Alongside that there will be the storage area with storage cabins, two separated cabins for tools and equipment and PPE and other material that need to be stored inside. On the far end of the site, it's gonna be on the north. Gonna be the refueling station with plant nappies and all the necessary precautions for like spillage, fuel spillage, and opposite to that there will be a push storage for the hazardous materials. Next to the car park, we have the waste area, waste management area, which is going to be three separate keeps for wood, metal, and general waste, and also the concrete washouts. And there is a separate boxes for the wash waste. Now then, they'll be segregated with Harris fencing, so make sure one waste cannot mix with the other. And there is a site, well, company rule or policy, if I can call it, as soon as they take over, for every person they request to swap them over on the very next day. So because there's a lot of space, we're not going to end up in a situation that is loads of waste coming out from one of the jobs, and then we just pile it up somewhere because there's no space to waste it. In addition to that, there is just a side tour of the traffic, so the lorries and machinery and plant and everything which comes in on this entrance, it will be anti-clockwise, so one-way system anti-clockwise for machines, and the pedestrian route is going to be clockwise.
Yeah.
So it's a big thing now. People get
So they're going round clockwise, everybody. The route is they're going round
the
clockwise.
route is for
Yeah.
the pedestrian clockwise, the machinery plant, whatnot, lorries anti-clockwise, and so you always face into oncoming
Yeah.
traffic, so you're not going to get hit over by a telehandler with a wide road, etc. That's about cabins and locations. Obviously they're going to be all landed with a higher crane,
Yeah.
which according to our runs,
Mm.
which can be supervised by competent senior signal. I will give it to the word for my colleague on my side.
Okay, moving on now to, thanks for that, Chris, thank you. Site security, we'll bring Manuel in to explain to you guys about site security.
Hello guys, good morning. I'll be the site manager, and I'm going to explain right now our plan for the site security. We have to have in mind that we have a school, so a lot of kids are gonna walk around, and we have to be 100% secure that no one, an unauthorized person, is entering to the building site. For that reason, we have done project for temporary works that have to be approved before starting the work. We are gonna do a perimeter timber flooring, 2 meters high, with installed in concrete and appropriate bracing techniques, just to make sure that it's capable to cope with great pressure. And we are gonna have security gates in here with barriers for the cars and the accesses. And yeah, the project has to be approved before starting, of course. Then for the accesses, we have planned to install biometrical control systems that will be in fingers controls and the card readers. We would like to be the CSS card readers, and that's why we can make sure that any other unauthorized person is entering to the site. As well, to control the area, we have planned CCTV camera systems that is going to work 24/7. And this system is going to control all the perimeter. They are going to control as well the access and the areas that we are going to download the materials and the cost materials too. We have to be focused that we are not allowed to record any image in the school, and we don't want to affect either to our neighbors. So we don't want any impact at all with them. So we will do all the best just to avoid any recording of the area, either with the camera lights during the night. So we don't want to disturb anyone. And with the system, I just want to say that it's gonna be include the DPO is the officer that is gonna make sure that all the data that we are processing is just processed under the EU controls. And this is the network video recorder and UPS, just in case the main power is just falling down. And automatic records are gonna go straight away to the cloud, just in case.
Manel, we've got men on there that are going to be on the site.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I was forgetting that. We will get the security men that they're gonna work a team, a couple during the day and then during the night.
That's
and they are
fantastic.
gonna be located just in the loop.
So we've got
Okay.
24-hour security on site. We've got a team of security. They've already tendered us a job for us, and they've worked for us many times before. We've never ever had any trouble with them, and hopefully going forward they will carry on. And under Manel's supervision, I'm sure it will be perfectly organised and run.
Thank you.
This moves us on. Thank you, Manel. This moves us on to a welfare assessment, and this I'd like to bring Denise in to explain this.
Hiya, I'm Denise. I'm going to do my very best to just talk you through the welfare on site. We anticipate having around 30 people on site at any given time, so we've given 6 toilets, 3 for the male, 3 for the female, and we've also got a less able toilet for those who are less abled. In the canteen, which is here, and the opening hours in the canteen will be 6 until 4:30. We have seats with backrests, and we'll have 3 microwaves, 3 tea urns, 2 toasters, 2 fridges, and eye wash stations and hand sanitizer stations as well if needed. What else do we have here? We'll have a drying room here, a multi-faith room here for any of those that need to use it. This will be the first aid room up here. And we'll have 2 first aiders, a male and a female, just in case anybody has a preference. The canteen will also have hot water as well as drinking water, and so will the changing rooms. The showers here, we have a male and female shower, and the changing rooms are here, and they're also separate and lockable.
Denise, are we getting in there? Are we having a control system for COVID so we can have a sort of one-way system?
Yeah.
Yeah,
there is
you've
one-way
got that
system,
sorted, thank you, yeah.
There's an entrance here and then.
Yeah, oh, great, that's great.
And what else? We'll also be taking your temperature as you come into site, and making a note of that in case of anybody's, any illnesses, obviously with what's going on in the world right now. I think that's it for the welfare right now, and I'll come back to you later. with
Okay, we'll be
the
seeing
emergency.
Denise a bit later on. That was a fantastic presentation, well done. Moving forward now to site signage and site rules. Faisal, to deliver this.
Good morning, gents. My name is Faisal. I'm the senior site engineer. So today my job is to tell you about the site rules of the project. First of all, when someone is coming, he has to be PPE all the time. Secondly, he has to play the CSCS card as well. Then he has to wear IVs all the time. Then we have to provide a first aid on the site as well. We have to provide separate gates for vehicles as well as separate gates for pedestrian as well. You can see from there as well. Then we have to provide the canteen as well and welfare system on the noise including first aid, all the things. So make sure when you eat in the welfare, always eat in that welfare system, not eat outside the system. So there is this smoking designated area as well on this side. That if something happens to your equipment is damaged, then you have to speak to your principal contractor. And if you have some issues regarding the site or anything about your colleague with anything, you have to speak with the senior management team. If you have to carry out your correct lifting operation as well as handling operations as well on site. So we have a car park there as well, so be careful. There is a speed limit in the car park which is 10 miles per hour. We have provided a mini bus at the entrance, so where this can take you inside to the gate. So we are providing mini buses that, so you are not directly in contact with the construction machinery on the site. So I'll be sure that you have to bear of the construction machinery. So that's why we have to provide the mini bus. So no alcohol or drug is allowed on site. Plus only qualified demolition people allowed on site as well. As this is a busy road, Bromley road, so we should expect there is lots of people coming there. So we should take care of those public people there as well. Occupational nurse is also present on the site as well, which comes every Monday each week. Then we have, and then I can tell you about a little bit about the signage system of the site. So as this is a Bromley road, sorry, we have put some signage here. So in case if some public come, some visitors or contractors come, so they know that this is a construction site here and they can easily reach to the construction site. Then we can put the boundary of the site around us. We have to put the fences as well. And there I have to put some traffic management which can manage the traffic as well. So you can say that as it's a one-way traffic system on the site. So we have put some first aid signs as well there. Plus I put some we have put some safety notice board as well there. And plus not the least we have put a health and safety poster where you can find all the information and the signs about the site, about welfare, all the things there, and that's it. Thank you.
Faisal, coming to site rules, what are we going to do for the rule breakers that don't, have we got a card system in place or?
Yes, we have provided CSCS card system as well.
Yeah. So if people don't wear the hat, and are we going to yellow card them and red
Yes,
card
we
them?
have.
Yeah, we've got that in place. So if there's any persistent rule breakers, we're going to have a card system in place to make sure that they listen to the advice and for the safety of others. Thank you, Faisal. Perfect. Thank you. Induction procedure. I'll hand you over to Jason to deliver this.
So I'll be running, my name's Jason, I'll be running through the induction procedure we'll be using on site here. The main purpose of the induction is to make sure all the workers that come to our site work safely. More than likely you are going to have an accident on your first day of the job, so we want to make sure they're aware of all the risks, all the procedures that are in place before they start work. It's also a good time for us as a company, Lockhills, to explain to them that we are committed to safety and we want to get them home safely at the end of the day. But this is a checklist of what we think we're going to be covering in the induction process. Obviously, this is just a starting point. We may need to adjust this. We may need to adjust this to as the job progresses. I'll quickly run through the what we're going to cover. We're going to cover in the induction a description.
Sorry, do you need that? Which one do you need?
No, that's
Next one. Okay, sorry guys.
Yep. We need to cover the brief description and purpose of the project, which Woody's already covered. Also the management organisation. We're going to outline our health and safety policy, outline site-specific risks such as underground services, traffic management plans. Also, we're going to discuss the site layout, which INOT's already discussed, traffic management. We're going to implement our drugs and alcohol policy. So, we're going to do tests, a DNA test. If you fail, no work. If you're found in possession or under influence, you will be escorted off site and not allowed to work. It's also an opportunity to check your competencies, make sure you're qualified to do the job that you're here to do. Is your CSCS cards, your plan tickets, any other tickets you need to do your job. RAMs, we're going to enforce to the workers that you can't start any work unless you've got RAMs. Make sure you understand them before signing onto them. We're going to make an allowance for people who can't speak English, make sure that there is someone there to help them understand the inductions. And we also want to make a mention about having good relationships with the neighbours. We are close to schools and businesses, so we just want to emphasise that let's do the work correctly. Let's not make any unnecessary noise.
Okay. Thanks for that, Jason. Now, what we're going to do, if we get any temporary workers on site, we're going to do risk. Our management team are going to do very quick, very easy to understand risk assessments. We don't want them too detailed and too complicated, whereas neither the guy who's delivering them or the guy who's receiving them doesn't understand them. So we've got this very simple risk assessment, and for each task that we ask an agency worker or a temporary worker to do, we're going to make sure that every single job is fully risk assessed. And also this will be linked to the method statements, so the two will work hand in hand together so that they are doing the job safely, correctly, with no chance of any injury to themselves or to anybody else.
Last 2 minutes.
5 minutes.
Last 2 minutes.
Oh, 2 minutes.
I'll just quickly run you through the emergency arrangements. There are, as you can see, we have exits will be labelled and easy to identify for everyone on the site, and these will also be noted on the notice boards around the site. We test our alarm every Wednesday morning at 9:30, so listen up for that. A fire marshal will be the appointed person to carry out a head count when the fire alarm does go off, and the assembly point is just going to be over here. We'll also have details on what to do in an emergency on the notice boards as well, in case of bad weather or fire or structural failure. When the alarm is raised, we must evacuate, and also, we want to make sure that our less able people are able to evacuate as well. The fire marshal will make sure the area is cleared, and also you must make sure that you do that yourself, and they will summon and assist the emergency services on site. There will be a list of site management contact details on the health and safety board as well. We'll also be putting on the health and safety board an environmental agency details and suitable equipment provided in case of an environmental urgency, in case of like a spill kit, for example, for fuel spillage. So those will all be there as well.
Okay, thank you, Denise. Moving on finally to Jason.
I'll just really quickly run through the permissions and notifications. So I just want to remind you, as a client, we are going to be a notifiable project, so please submit your F10 before our construction work starts. We are going to be applying for 1661. That's to the local authority, and we are going to be applying for a discharge consent. We want to tap into the existing sewer system for our wastewater for the welfare. Yeah, and we're going to do some letterbox drops, so just to let everyone know around the neighbourhood that we are working, and hopefully there's no complaints.
Yeah, thank you, Jason. And to conclude the meeting, I'd like to finish up with thank you for your time and presence. And have you got any questions that you'd like to ask?
Exactly 25 minutes. Well done. Well done. Right then, questions from the floor, please.
Yes.
Michael, sorry, Michael.
Yes, you said you're going to steepen and make smaller the lake that's there. I just
Yeah.
want to make sure that you have a system in place to remove any wildlife that'll be in the area beforehand. You have something there, I assume, to do that, to rehome
Yeah,
any
we've done a
wild-
full survey. We've got
Yeah.
an environmental team that's going to come in and assist us. Obviously, we're not specialists at this thing. That's why we've employed this company
That's
at
brilliant.
great expense, might I add, to do this for us. If anybody could, give me any more information on what we're going to do,
We're just waiting for the survey to come back.
Yeah.
If they do find that there's endangered species, obviously we need to notify the relevant authorities.
That's brilliant. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thanks for that, Michael. I noticed you lifted your hand, yeah?
Yes, I have a question on the manual for the security.
Manuel, come to the fore.
You guys said you're gonna use biometrical access control.
Yeah.
But we are due to the COVID situation. Do you think it's a good idea to?
As at the beginning with the COVID, we are not going to use the fingerprints. That's why we are going to have the card reader. Okay, and then if hopefully the COVID is finishing, it's gone, we are going to start using the finger.
And we will also have hand sanitizers where the hand scanner would be. We've got a squirty bottle of hand sanitizer, which we're going to encourage to be used. But that's a great point, and we will definitely look into that. Okay, that's
the same one I want to say.
Oh,
it's not
you're too late.
about today, but
Too
I
late.
mean, in many sites, the same big problem with fingerprints.
Yeah.
And they come inside, some project manager say, I meet one project manager, they say, if you don't want to use a fingerprint,
Yeah,
just fuck
we've
off.
got
Go home.
we've got a plan B. We've got a plan A and a plan B. Probably knowing Manel, we've got a plan C as well. So that's fantastic. Good, great question. Any other questions?
Any idea of the male to female ratio on the project at any given time?
Denise, could you answer that?
Well, we're expecting to have around 30 people on site at any time, so we just kind of calculated the toilets and the facilities based on that, but obviously construction is more of a male-dominated industry, so
But we still
most
have
likely
to-
there's going to be more men than women.
Yeah, but we still have to, we have to provide equal for both. You know, just in case a team does turn up and they are all ladies, we have to put the provision there, so it's the same for both. Okay?
Just looking at the number of toilets and stuff for 30 people, that's just a note. I'm sure you've got it all sorted.
Well, it's fluid. I mean, until we know who we've got turning up on site, until we've done the site
just because of the current
Yeah.
legislation.
Yeah, no, that's a great point, and we can also, for example, the male one, if you notice, is slightly larger than the female one. But if we get a team turn up and provide, say, 7 or 8 female workers, for example, there's lots of companies that might employ 7 or 8 female workers. We can then maybe use the less able one as well, or we can use. There's provision there. We can move things around. We can also bring in more toilets or another toilet block. But it's a great question. Thank you for that, and we will note this down and use it going forward.
Cheers.
Any other questions?
No.
No. Thanks for listening, and thank you.